There's a picture on the website where it shows like everything laid out like in a flat lay, and you're like, if it comes with all this stuff, this has got to be like $1,000, right? So that would be the only thing that would make this a really good, like listing all these features and be like, you would think this costs 1,000, but it's only.
So last night I was taking care of the baby, and Chris sent me a link to Rode, and they came out with what I am considering to be the best microphones available to man right now. Like, seriously, I don't say that a lot, but these are game-changing technology. And so I wanted to jump on and try to live stream. I couldn't figure that out, but at least we're able to jump on really quickly and make a video about this. So me and Chris, you want to say what's up to the people?
What's up? Also, can I just throw in there, did you just say that I brought something to you? Like I made you aware of a new product?
Yeah, because I'm not online. Like all my apps are deleted. Yeah. Right. So for you people who don't know, like right now I'm doing 30 days of posting a YouTube video every single day, along with, some working out every day. And there's some other stuff. I'm not going to dive into it in this video. If you want to hear more about it, definitely go check out other podcasts, because I know you guys are here for the mics for this one. But dude, let's start off with your first initial impressions, because I'm stoked, obviously. So I have a lot to say.
Yeah, I mean, I won't go super in depth into it. I just first thoughts when I heard about it was I love Rode, and I'm really happy with a lot of their products. So just like seeing what pro version before I even opened it was like, okay, I'm in. Like I like the Miis so much. Like I know we've had a love-hate relationship with the regular wireless Go 2s and the regular wireless, but the Miis are so cool that I'm like, dude.
Well, dive into that though. Like just don't say that. Dive into why we had a love and hate relationship with the regular wireless Go 2s. Or at least, is it more on my side than yours?
No, 100%. There's one main issue with the Rode wireless Go 2, and I didn't use the first version very much, but the 2s do have this issue with the fact that they almost have too much gain. It's like no matter how much you try and overcome it, even if you have a second backup track, there just always seems to be that the audio just seems like it's just a little too hot coming out of them. And other than that, I have no issues. They have good range. They seem to, at least from my end, they've always seemed to stay connected. I haven't had too many issues, but that's just one of those things that I was like, man, if you're going to sell this as like a professional microphone, but other than that, like it's been great. So then when those Miis came out, it seemed to like completely fix that issue. And so it was like, okay, so we're getting there. It's just, it was just like something that, they needed to overcome.
So wait, before I dive into like what some of the issues that I had with it, because I would probably say I was like a huge, like everyone around me was using them. I still owned them, but I was like, I'm not using these things. They're trash because of the reasons that I'm going to go into. But they did come out with an update that allowed you to select your camera preset. Did that help for you at all? Like it basically gave you, actually, you never tried that? So that may have helped.
Now that you're mentioning it.
Yeah, I would try that, because you can go into the software and select your camera, and they should have your cameras on there because they're newer cameras. And then it'll like, basically they've tested it with those specific cameras. So it'll tell you like what to set your gain to, I believe. And then it'll do the rest of the work within the mic itself. It'll set the gain correctly in the mic so that you don't get, like you get the best audio pretty much. But okay, so for me, the wireless Go 2s, and for you guys who are like, when are you going to talk about the new updates? I promise we're about to get there. But what the problems that I had with the wireless Go 2s are, honestly, I had a ton of problems. One, they seem like they would always clip at the level of the mic, kind of like what Chris was saying. So I don't know how to explain this, you can't fix that if it's clipping at the mic, because the mic receiver itself doesn't have a gain that you can turn up or down. So like if it's clipping at the mic and you already have the settings on the receiver turned down as low as you can, there's nothing that you could do about that. Potato Jet talked about this as well. He showed how easy it is to clip on a wireless Go 2s. honestly, I believe that's why they came out with an update showing the presets that you could select for your camera to help set the. I don't know. I think that's why they did that. But now, actually, no, I'm not going to go into now yet. But the other issue that I had with them is that they were really bad with frequencies. So, like, say for instance, if you're recording in downtown Dallas at a really popular spot, I would get drop, like the mics will drop. Even the recording within the mic itself will have issues. Like you would hear some interferences. So they weren't that great when it came to those RF interferences or just like being in really like high density spots as far as signals go. Even like at weddings, I had that issue. All the different types of places, I just had issues. The range never like if you did a range test, the range never really came to out to what they said it would be as far as like line of sight. Never got that range. Um, I think that's pretty much it. Is that it? Oh, the other thing is too, sometimes when you would try to export the files off through the app, they would be corrupted or they wouldn't work. So you literally couldn't use the files directly off of the recorder if you dropped like frequency from the receiver in the mic. They did release an update that allowed you to basically drag and drop the files directly onto your desktop, so that kind of fixed that as well. But that's why I basically sold them. I got rid of them for that reason. Did you have any of the issues other than like the gain that I was talking about?
No, and I think I'm realizing as you're talking about it that maybe I wasn't downtown using them as much as you were, and also I always had the backup recording, and in some cases would end up using that more because even the clipping issue, I typically would just record so far under that honestly it's not the way you should do it, and I'd have to bring it back up and post, and then there had to be some cleanup because the noise floor, all those problems. But you know how gear can be, you just get used to working with gear, like limping along instead of just
Mm-hmm.
like fixing it. I guess I should have gotten rid of it like you did. But they did fix some of those issues, especially with the new program updates. But I did have, so the range wasn't an issue, but for me, I feel like mine's hit or miss on when I can turn up the gain and turn it down. Some days it's like you hit the button and you just adjust the sound, and I'm probably doing something wrong. But then there's some days I'm like, no matter how many times I restart it or click the buttons, I'm like, why is it not
Yeah.
changing my volume right now? Like in the middle of a shoot, this is not good. I need to adjust the gain. What's going on? So I would have to do it in the camera or on the
Yep.
Ninja. And so there were little things like that
Oh,
I don't think that Rode claims that these are pro mics or whatever compared to like, really, really high end gear. But I
yeah.
mean,
But that's one of the things. I have been on Netflix shoots. I have been on, $40,000 commercial shoots. I have been on TV shoots, and you would be surprised at how many audio engineers bring the wireless go-tos on set and use that as a backup solution for a lav on the talent when they have a boom being their main. Like I've seen these mics on all types of sets where I was very surprised that for multiple different audio engineers. And so it's kind of crazy to think, that these were pros were using these before they put the name pro on them, honestly. Now, whenever you were talking, it made me think too. One of the other things that caused a lot of issues for me is not having a locking connector, because the mic would come unplugged and then you would only be getting the audio signal from the receiver itself that was typically like on somebody's butt or in a pocket or like in a coat jacket thing or whatever, and you wouldn't know because it doesn't, like, unless you're live monitoring the audio, which is not practical all the time when you're, one man band shooting. You would just get home and be like, why does this sound so bad? And you wouldn't know until you basically listen to it in the editing room. So, clean transition. These seriously are the best microphones. Like it's unbelievable to think all the features that they put in these microphones. It's going to be very hard for anybody, Deity, DJI, Zoom, to beat them for a very long time, just because of already how big Rode is, and then basically them putting all of these features all into these microphones. These are literally game changers. I never use that word for a product. Not that I can think of. I've never used the word game changer, but whenever I watch the video, I was like, literally, these are changing the game. So first off, you have 32-bit float, which is, if for you guys who don't know,
Crazy.
you get so much room on the top and bottom end to adjust your levels. So like what Chris was talking about of like it being hot pretty much at the mic, that's no longer an issue because you're recording so clean. 32 bit float gives you such clean audio that you can bring it all the way up and not bring up the noise floor. Did you see that, Chris? Whenever they were talking about, I mean, that was kind of like one of the headline features that they were talking about on there. Have you used 32-bit float actually?
Yep. No, I haven't. Not, I don't own one. I have. I guess I have used it, but it's not been my gear, so I don't have it like with me every day.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Does that make
for
sense?
sure. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but that totally fixes. Which they have the auto gain assist, and I don't mean to jump ahead, but there are other things that are going to fix. And I do think with some of the updates on the Wireless Go 2, it has started to work a little bit better. So, but with 32-bit float, like you can always go back and fix it in post, which you should never do, but you can.
Yeah. So I'm just going to jump on over on the website right here so you guys can see. So like the headline feature is 32-bit onboard recording. You have advanced time code, which is huge for anybody running multiple cameras on set. Like you have the FX6, you have the FX3 with the time code adapter. Maybe you have like, I don't know, like a Canon C70. Now you can sync these up. These basically will receive time code from your camera. So no longer do you need to buy a tentacle sync. No longer do you have to buy DJI's brand new, I mean, a Deity's brand new time code sync thing they just came out with recent. No, that's actually a mic that does it too. But yeah, no longer do you need additional softwares or accessories to do that. You can do that right in the mic. You have the intelligent GainAssist technology, which I'll talk about that in a little bit. Chris, remind me to come back to that. And then you get 40 plus hours of record time. So I want to say that it's like 32 gigabytes of internal storage on these, or 64, something crazy like that. And honestly, the reason why this is only at this number, they said, is because that's if you're recording 32-bit float. If you want to change it to something else, dude, you're going to get like probably like double or triple the record time internally. Did you want to comment on any of these features that you were seeing, Chris, too?
No, I think you're right too. That's something that's actually really huge. They've always had that though, as far as record time goes. Like you can record all day long on these mics, especially battery power. So I stand by what I said in the beginning. If with some of the problems fixed on the wireless Go 2s and the way the wireless Mi's were, like I can only imagine putting Pro in the name means this is going to be like the last mic you need for a long time.
Yeah, 100%. So scrolling down, as you can see, it said, thanks, we'll be in touch. That's because if you go to their website right now, the only thing that I'm not sure about and that I'm not liking is that they're not releasing price yet. So we don't know how much these devices are. Right? Have you seen a price anywhere? I haven't. Yeah, so I'm not really sure what's up with that, but you have to submit a form to get in early access. But dude, I'm telling you, just all these features are absolutely like they're crazy. So they've also increased the range. I'm gonna see if I can find it as well down here. Another thing, while I'm scrolling, you get a charging case that comes with it now. You get a locking connector for the microphone itself. Yeah, here's a case that it now comes, a charging case. You now get that, so you don't have to go buy one of those third party cases. Now, whenever you plug in a mic, like plug it into your camera, it automatically turns on, which is really, really nice. Yeah, see, here's a locking connector. It comes with a pro locking mic now. It comes with all these things, which is why I'm like, how much is this thing gonna be? Here are the cases. I mean, literally everything that you can think that you may need in a microphone, this has it. It's
Dude,
crazy.
I love also the magnetic clip. Like that was probably because of DJI.
Yes.
Little things like that I really wanted in the DJI mics were like, yeah, I'm with you though. Like on the fact that it comes with all this stuff, or at least there's a picture on the website where it shows like everything laid out like in a flat lay. and you're like, if it comes with all this stuff, this has got to be like $1,000, right? So that would be the only thing that would make this a really good, like listing all these features and be like, you would think this costs 1,000, but it's only blank, but we don't know. So hopefully it's
Yeah.
not 1,000.
What do you think the price is going to be?
That's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like it's the values there. So it's if it's normally $299 for the wireless Go 2s with all this stuff, because I mean, we could sit here and speculate, but the lab mics themselves usually go for 70, $80. So if you add that on top and then the wireless case, I don't actually remember how much that came
I
out
think it's
for.
like maybe
I would
like
imagine it's a couple hundred
199.
bucks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe
So
199.
there's another $200, and then just adding up a couple of little accessories here. I would not be surprised if it was like $699, $799.
Yeah, I think if it's above 699, I think that's going to be really hard of a sell for most people. I don't think it's because I mean, still it has the word pro in it, but Rode is like for content creators. Like that's kind of the way I see the brand overall. Yeah, they appeal to professionals, but like especially these wireless mics, I still see them as like they look content creator, like they look like content creator gear to me. They don't look necessarily like something that a DP in Holly or audio engineer in Hollywood is going to go out and buy for their next movie they're going to be recording with. Um, so I'm curious too. There's also things like they have a record button on here now. So if you want to record like press the button on the top of the mic, that allows you to record. I'm trying to think. There's so much. They have obviously all of the they call it AI GainAssist, all of those different features. I turned them off on my wireless Miis just because I prefer more control. Especially now with 32-bit float, I'll probably leave that off. Actually, just because it's 32-bit float, I may trust the mics more and actually leave on that dynamic gain assist because I know that I can recover it fully in post after. Dude, I'm super excited about these microphones. I'm if the price is $699, may not buy it immediately after it comes out. But I definitely will be picking them up. If it's above $699, I don't know. It's gonna be a little bit of a hard sell. I probably would like buy it eventually after I got, unupset about how much they cost. But
Yeah, it depends on what it all comes with, of course. Because if it's $699 and you're just getting the two mics and the receiver, whew, that's a lot. But if you get all the stuff like you said, locking lavs, especially if the lavs are a little bit better, magnetic clip, if it comes with some of these things, like, I mean, I do think it'll last a while. And us as professionals, we charge enough to be able to justify the cost. It'll even itself out eventually, especially like, I don't know, add up how many times you've been fiddling with a Rode mic, or you've had on set that you've had to like plug it in and update the firmware because it won't let you record, or it
yep,
is out of sync, just whatever. Add up all those times however many shoots you do a year. I guess it'll end up making itself up, or it'll cover the
yep.
costs in the long run.
No,
But
100%. Yep, that definitely makes sense. So one thing that I do want to say, and then we're gonna close this guy out, is you technically, to my understanding, you you get three mics when you buy these because you can. There's another port on the side of the receiver that you can plug another microphone into, and it's TRRS. So that means that not only can it send audio out, but it can receive audio. And so then if you plugged it into your smartphone, they said what happens is you're going to get like the two receivers, the two microphones pick up, but then you're also going to get whatever's plugged into the receiver's audio as well. So kind of like they have a feature like this on wireless Miis. So something similar to that. So we'll see. Don't know whenever they're going to release the price, but I'm excited about these products. I haven't been excited about microphones like this for a very long time. And so I'm just hoping that they come out with like a shotgun version, and honestly, like I'll be set. Like to have something like this that does like like a internal shotgun recording mic that does 32-bit float. That way I can go around and vlog and just never really have to worry about adjusting my levels and just know that I got the audio. That would be perfect. So partnering something like that with these, like I wouldn't need a microphone ever. Like I wouldn't need another microphone I can't think of anything else I would ever need for a very long time, unless these mics actually sound like trash, which I don't think they do. So thank you guys for watching. Thank you, Chris, for jumping on with me. We will be talking with some other creators. And if you are interested in some of the other creators that we've had on the podcast so far, guess what? You can check them out right over here on this playlist.